Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to more Big Fry. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you're fans of the channel, you know I'm an FPS guy mainly, but I'm also a big fan of MMOs. I'm looking forward to World of Warcraft Midnight when it launches in March. But there's another game coming out here this week into early access on Steam that I backed a long time ago when they were selling packages on their website, probably about 3 years ago now. And that is a game called Ashes of Creation. It's being made by Intrepid Studios, and I've been loosely following the progress with this game. And I've been knee deep in development of my own title. We finally put it out here on December 4th, and now I actually have time to catch up with the gaming news. And apparently Ashes of Creation is coming to early access this week. It's the night of the Game Awards. If you guys want to join me for the Game Awards stream, I will be live both on Twitch and YouTube. And then we'll be doing our after hours post show over on Patreon. But the thing is I really don't know the current state of Ashes of Creation. I can jump into the alpha test. I just haven't had time. They just put out this video talking about what's coming at this early access launch and all of the information that we need to know. So I want to watch it with you guys. We're going to react to it, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on what we're currently seeing with Ashes of Creation. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Big Fry content just like this. And this is Ashes of Creation. Okay, so this is the early access guide. Let's see, 5.5 minutes, I guess. Let's see what they got.
Welcome to Vera. This phase of early access marks an important step in shaping the world ahead. Ashes of Creation is an MMO still in development. It is an opportunity to join us on the journey towards launch and help us refine, improve, and evolve Ashes of Creation into the game it's meant to become.
Okay.
During this testing period, your discoveries, bug reports, and feedback will help us refine systems, enhance gameplay, and bring Vera closer to the vision we share.
Okay.
Your journey begins long before your first battle, and this is your starting adventure guide.
Cool. I gotta say, visually, like, at least from the shots they're showing here, it actually looks pretty fucking good. Like, visually.
Your story begins with identity.
Okay.
Choose from diverse races and customize every detail.
Cool.
Face, features, adornments, and form. Craft a proud Kalar tank, a cunning Vek cleric, or a relentless Renkai fighter. Your
Okay.
character isn't just an avatar. It's the first spark of the legend you'll become. Once forged, your character enters through one of several divine gates in the starting regions across Vera. Each offers unique quests, landscapes, early challenges, and opportunities to learn your playstyle. Where you begin will shape your first steps, but not your destiny. Ashes of Creation offers 8 primary archetypes: fighter, tank, ranger, rogue, mage, summoner, cleric, and the bard.
Ooh, okay.
Your primary archetype forms your foundation, defining how you fight, explore, and grow. In Vera, resources matter. Trees, ores, plants, and wildlife form a living ecosystem. Gather materials, craft powerful gear.
This UI reminds me a lot of New World's UI. It's funny, they're going through all the classes and stuff. The last time I played, which I think was the very first time people could like stream the game, I want to say, was it the end of Alpha 1 or beginning of Alpha 2? They didn't have a lot going for it, if I can be honest, and that's why I kind of just stepped out. I'm like, all right, I'll wait and see. This is looking pretty good.
Find goods, then move them using crates, mules, or the caravan system.
Okay.
Make no mistake, Vera is beautiful, but ruthless. You'll face brutal PvE enemies, unexpected PvP encounters in the open world, and towering world bosses. And hidden throughout the land lie pocket dungeons, secret challenges offering powerful rewards.
Cool.
Perhaps the greatest innovation of Ashes of Creation is the settlement system. As players explore, fight, craft, and gather, settlements grow dramatically around them. What begins as a small camp can evolve into a village, a town, or even a sprawling city.
That's
Your
cool.
actions unlock content.
Yeah, that was a big selling point early on.
merchants, quests, and even open the path for players to lead.
It's cool
as
to see that
mayors,
node system
shaping
come to
the
life.
city's
That's
laws
awesome.
and direction.
Okay.
Conflict is woven into Vera's history. Guild wars erupt for power and influence. Massive sieges determine control of regions and economies. And when
Visually, it looks beautiful with all the spells and shit going on. I am noticing some pretty significant frame issues during this video. I'm gonna venture to say this is a what, 30 FPS? This is a 4K 30 FPS. But there were some stutters there for sure.
honor must be tested, duels allow adventurers to settle matters one-on-one. Victory brings prestige and sometimes entire territories.
Huh. Okay.
But the greatest threat comes from corruption. When it seeps into the lands, monsters
Okay,
grow
that's very New
stronger,
World-esque,
zones
yeah.
twist,
Okay.
and darkness spreads.
That's
Players
cool.
must rally to push corruption back.
I love
or
that.
risk watching regions fall into the claws of the ancients.
Okay.
Beyond Vera's shores lies an ocean of opportunity. Build ships, explore open seas, discover distant islands.
This
and
is cool.
face powerful naval threats.
So we have ship
Fishing lets you
gameplay.
cast a
Nice
simple line
fishing.
into
Okay.
rivers, lakes, or coastal waters for resources and
If I could be honest with you guys, like I've seen so many MMOs come and go that like my automatic like go-to mentality is, yeah, okay. Like we'll see how long this lasts, you know, because they're all flashes in the pan. I loved New World for a lot of reasons, but then it got really, really repetitive around, I want to say like level 30, level 40. This reminds me a lot of New World in a lot of ways, which is a good thing. But I hope that when it comes to MMOs, gamers are very finicky. I'm very finicky. And I hope that, like, I know it's early access, it's still in development, but I hope that there's a good enough showing at launch that it won't just die instantly. Because in order for you to crawl back New World is, they're shutting down shop, right? They're no longer servicing the game. I think the servers are open until sometime next year. It's very tough to crawl back a player base in an MMO. If you fuck up and you die, unless you're one of like the big three, you're fucked. So I am hoping for the best here, but I don't know why. I just have a weird feeling.
relaxation. But for those seeking a true challenge, sport fishing is its own adventure.
That's cool.
Freshwater and saltwater species demand skills, rods, lures, and progression paths.
That's
Some
cool.
legendary catches require the right equipment and even the right vessel. From a modest rowboat probing shallow waters to a corsair braving the open sea, unique fish await hunters bold enough to chase them. Master the craft and reel in stories.
I've been itching for a
worth
good
retelling.
MMO, man.
Your journey in early access is only the beginning. Every decision, every battle, every discovery shapes the fate of Vera. And your feedback, your bug reports, and the insights you share with us to help us refine, improve, and evolve this living world, together, we're building something extraordinary.
This does look
Welcome
decent.
to Early Access. Welcome to Ashes of Creation.
God, I want to believe so hard. You know, the MMO nerd, like, cope in me is just getting excited. The gamer critic in me is going, ugh. You know, we'll see what happens. So we have 8 archetypes at launch: Bard, Cleric, Fighter, Mage, Tank, Summoner, Rogue, and Ranger. My go-to, like, my first World of Warcraft tune was a Warrior. So I'll probably end up doing a Fighter or a Rogue or a Bard. I'd like to see what that gameplay is like. I don't know if you guys remember, like, Burning Crusade World of Warcraft. Warriors were fucking terrible. It was like, if you were a high level warrior, you were a fucking Chad, okay? Because it took a lot to actually be a good warrior and be effective in combat. Dude, back then, like playing like classic WoW, it's so tough to be a warrior. So it makes me want to just gravitate towards it because that was my first World of Warcraft tune. But yeah, December 11th, 2025, the game is coming to early access. I'm very curious to hear more about this. And what's cool is when you look at the community hub, there's already people like recruiting for guilds and stuff. I love the old school method of guild recruiting. Like, just, it reminds me of like General Chat and Stormwind. And as I knew, as soon as I heard that in the trailer, forced open world PvP seems like a terrible design decision. I knew as soon as I saw that in the trailer that there would be people upset by it. This is what I think is actually going to happen. Because they're still in the design, bug fixing, and gathering feedback stage, what we're going to see is two different crowds of people coming to the... MMO gamers are starved, right? And I totally get it. But what you're going to have, much like New World, you're going to have two different camps of people who disagree on fundamental design choices like this. And then you're going to have to want... And then as the developers, most developers then try to appease both crowds. And in doing so, they alienate both sides of the community and then they fucking die. There's always going to be these decisions. And I hope that if the developers are looking at these conversations, I hope that they will either stick to their guns one way or the other. For me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of open world PvP, but at the end of the day, if the game is fun, if the game is good, and I have like a group of people that I'm playing with and you can like go out on adventures together and the risk is a little bit more mitigated, you know, it's not that bad. It does lead to griefing and it does lead to potential problems. I don't know how the game is going to play. So I kind of have to see, I guess. So this person says, you're not always PvP on. Someone could still kill you and be corrupted and get hunted by other players. There's bounty hunter systems coming as well. See, I think that's really cool. You know, when I think about a game like Star Citizen, I think open universe PvP in a game like Star Citizen is fucking awesome. That being said, I think there needs to be systems in place to de-incentivize the PvP and the kill on sight and the ganking people in the forests or wherever. I think that if you have a bounty hunter system where players can then RP using actual in-game like mechanics of a bounty board, a bounty system, this player's been killing a lot of players. If you see them online, maybe they get flagged and it shows like a hover area on the map of where this player's last known was. You know, they could do so many things to make that a cool system, and thus that would balance out the major griefing that you would find. All I can hope for is that this early access launch, I will say I didn't see it coming like this quickly, and I say quickly, it's been a few years since I backed it. This feels like it could potentially, and I'm not saying it is, I don't know anything about the current state of the game, but this feels like it could potentially be like, I don't want to call it a cash grab, but I'm wondering if like, I just hope that the current build is good enough for early access to where there's enough meat on the bone, whatever the price. Do we actually know the price tag? Okay, so starting December 11th, the early access bundle will be available for $50 USD on both Steam and the Ashes of Creation shop. This includes access to Alpha 2, Beta 1, Beta 2, 1 month of game time, access to the NDA'd PTR. Okay, so there's a PT. Interesting that there's a NDA'd PTR in a game on Steam that you pay for. That's strange. And a non-exclusive cosmetic kit. Great. From launch, the bundle will be 15% off. Cosmetic items will also be available to purchase individually on both platforms. The existing third wave bundle will be retired at that time. Okay, so 1 month of game time. So there's also a sub fee on top of that while the game is in early access. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. No, here it is. Okay, thank fuck. Oh my God, I was about to absolutely lose my fucking mind here. Let me scroll up. Okay. So when Ashes of Creation completes the early access phase and is a fully launched game, it will transition to a monthly subscription model, reflecting its status as a live, evolving MMORPG. So $50 early access, 15% discount. You get 1 month of game time that activates after early access. It says right here. Okay, so thank fuck, dude. Because I was going to say, if you're doing a monthly model on an early access, potentially very buggy game, that ain't gonna fly. So that's cool. So you can experience the game as is, go through all of the testing phases. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really excited for this. So it comes out December 11th, early access. It's it's going to be a shit show. MMO launches are always a shit show. I have the Game Awards happening that night, so we're going to be streaming that. And then I think for Friday's stream, I think we just hop in. I think we see what it is, how it goes, and figure it out. This is a game that I've been anticipating for a long time. I'm nervous because I want it to go well, because I just love MMOs, and I feel like very rarely do we get MMOs from Western developers that hit the fucking mark for me. And so every time I get a South Korean MMO sent to me, I just don't give a shit. They're a dime a dozen. I see them all the time. Guys, I know this isn't an FPS, but I have been itching to play, talk, and actually consume an MMO for fucking ever, it feels like. I know we have a few months until World of Warcraft Midnight and their new expansion. This could be a great kind of middle ground, like stepping stone to get us to that and actually have an MMO to play and grind out in between, you know, Battlefield, Ark, Raiders, Arena Breakout. This could be really cool. Let me know what you guys think. Do you give a shit about MMOs? Do you care about Ashes of Creation? Is this something you want to play? Curious to hear your thoughts. While you're down there, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more content just like this. Use code BigFry at checkout at gamersubs.gg for 10% off of your order. It's a sugar-free alternative to energy drinks. And make sure you guys check out my new game, Transients, that just dropped last week on Steam. $19.99, 15% off discount. You can pick it up for about $16. This is the trailer here. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.